The 95BS podcast is back, guys. Troy is here, and we have like a new set of people in the building today. Welcome. The most hated man in Nigeria is here as well on the podcast.
Yes.
How far now?
I do know.
I'm not good.
How?
I'm not good because like I'm hungry, I'm exhausted, but we're here to trash our bosses and cuss out all the people that have, what would I say? Because we're having producers on the show today. I think it's important that
all the people that do not allow me to get that job that I begged you. I slept in your house on your chair. I paid for your jollof rice, and you're looking at me telling me, no worry, we'll sort it out. People will see.
All the people that did not pay for sessions.
I swear.
All the people that are stressing the producers. Those are the people that we're here to drag today.
I'm here to drag you guys.
On the podcast.
I'm here to drag you guys.
Yeah. So let's introduce our able guests on the show today. We have two enemies, might I add. Like these guys are taking the entire Instagram community on a journey, right? And I managed to bring them here on the show today. So please put your hands together for Timi Beats and Hitsounds.
Let's go.
Nice being on the 9 to 5 podcast. You know what time it is. I don't
BS. 9 to 5 BS.
9 to 5 BS. I don't like this guy, but I mean, I don't have anything. So far, it's 9 to 5 talk. I mean, count me in. I don't like some things, so I have to say my truth. You know what time it is.
Timi, how do you feel?
I feel like it's just because of the respect I have for you. That brought me.
I don't knock on this check for you.
Normally, I really do not like involving myself with things that people that know my standard.
I feel you. Word.
I respect you, though. I respect your craft. But I have to do some things for people that I care about, not because of this guy.
Psych.
It's good to be here.
Thank you guys for obliging. So I think it's. So I think the first question we'd always ask everybody on the show is: have you worked a 9 to 5 before?
I have. Before my music started taking off, I worked as a photocopy guy. I was photocopying papers for students in a polytechnic.
Whoa.
And that was the worst time of my life. God. Thank you for saving me.
Timi, how about you?
I haven't actually. The only time I did something similar was when I served, which I was a teacher.
No wonder.
In a secondary school, but I was still very, very how will I put it, disobedient or
damn.
It wasn't.
Wait, you're breaking schools.
It wasn't for me at all. The whole 9 to 5 wasn't for me, and they knew. So yeah. That's the only time I actually did something similar.
9 to 5.
Okay. So before we get into, so obviously you guys are not working 9 to 5 now.
Nah, hell nah, bro. I work for myself. I'm self-employed.
Interesting. So before we get into like what you guys currently do for a living and like what the challenges are, what your story is, because what we just really talk about just right, the interesting stories, the things that you've probably not heard before, what happened in that session, that hit song you're listening to, how many people who smoked Igbo in that session. You have to tell us everything. So we have these, a taste of BS cups. This is a baby brand from the 9 to 5 BS podcast. And so we have 5 drinks here. I mean, obviously, the one in front of me is going to be mine. But we do this thing where we have 5 cups, and you guys that are our guests get to pick, and tell us what you think about our drinks.
Okay.
So
is it original drink or?
So this is a specially formulated BS cocktail. Very special. Okay. So I mean, Timi and Hitsounds. Let's find out. Like, what do you think about our cocktail?
Don't you know elders?
Not cool.
Alright, NAFDAC is there.
I know, but let's go.
So make you choose.
Okay, so let's let me know what you think about our cocktail.
It's like burkutu. It's like no, but wait.
This is not how you support your friend's business. Actually, it tastes like brukutu.
No, burkutu is good now. Burkutu is
Actually, it's actually good.
No, it's actually good. It tastes like Zobo mixed with
like Zobo.
Zobo, yeah, no, but Zobo mixed with water and
it's probably the ice melting.
Okay, the ice. Okay,
Yeah.
Let me taste it again.
I think this is like citrus kind of taste, like orange. I'm not sure.
Did you add potassium sulfide 3 oxides?
This is reason why I do not like coming for this.
Talking my fault, he knows Abi science.
All right, so amazing. Thank you for tasting a taste of BS and letting us know what you think about it. So I think this guy will probably just have to go back to.
No, yeah, keep
Hit
on.
sound.
Go down now. Baba don't hide one.
Okay, so right now, what do you do for a living? I know you're a producer, but I mean, I think you guys are more than just producers, because every day you're in our faces on social media.
Ladies first.
Come on, man. Come on. But no, don't worry. Let me go. Elders first. Now, so it's way more than just production. Like you said, I'm a content creator. I'm an engineer. I'm an author. I do a lot. Whatever contains what I feel is right for myself, that's not 9 to 5, is cool. I do A&R services. But anything that contains music is basically what I do. I engineer, record, I make musical content, and I also have a book that's out there.
You're an author as well.
Yeah, of course.
Is it best-selling yet?
No, it's not best-selling, but it's not even out officially yet. It's just e-version, the PDF version.
Okay.
The main hard copy is coming out soon, so you heard it first here.
So how long have you been doing music?
This is my 12th year.
12 years.
Timi, do you beg to differ?
Talk now.
Okay.
Some people actually do not know this, but like me and Hitsound went to the same university.
Oh wow!
Like, I've known this boy before he knew himself. Do you understand? So back then. But for me, I'm a producer, a sound engineer, a mix and master engineer. Really anything music, a multi-instrumentalist. I also do A&R services. I'm not an author yet. It's not my field. It sounds great with that. I have to admit that. But what else do I do? Yeah, I'm a food scientist. That is also part of things that people do not know. A professional food scientist, certified. So everyone should know that too. So yeah, basically that's what I do.
Okay, I mean. That's interesting. That's quite a portfolio. So who started production first? Because I mean, I'm following the bands online. One person is saying, I was your daddy. One person saying I was your zaddy.
Of course, that's not debatable. I started production first. Come on.
See, Hitsound started production first, but I believe it's common knowledge that it's not by who start first. Now who finish, you understand well. And actually they win.
So I think indirectly he's saying he has more catalog than you.
He has more
He has worked with best.
Actually,
I need to clear my throat for that. So basically now let's talk about who started and who did not. So I'm sure when I started production, this guy haven't even known what caps lock or
Yeah.
I can debate that.
Yeah.
Because I started making beats on diskettes. That's like analog production. And it was very hard. But now what I'm going to say is, he have done a lot, he have done his homework, but he still has a lot to learn. And I can say he's learning, he's observing. It's just that internet don't give small children more now. If you say, the insult their uncle.
No, but he's learned from the internet now.
Of course, he's learned from the internet and he has a lot. Don't worry, my blessings on you.
All right, so let's get into the meat of the conversation, right? This is the 95 BS podcast, and we don't just look at employers and employees. You guys are fun employed, as we like to call them. Don't they do nothing by ourselves? So, what are some of the funny stories that you guys have had to deal with or experiences you've had, especially with working with artists? I mean, this is going to be funny because I've been in a session with Hitsounds before, and wait till my eyes see that day.
It's everyday thing. Now, the worst story that happened to me was one time, some dude called me to VI, and it was around 10 in the night, and I was staying in Aja. I was staying in Badore. So when the guy called me, I told him, okay, this is my fee. He said, okay, pull up. I took my bag, packed everything up, mobile production, and left my house around 10, only for me to be 5 minutes late. Then I get there because of traffic around 11 something. The guy now says, yo, we don't need your services. And I can't go back to where I'm coming from because I've paid for transport. I've made up my mind I'll produce there. And the disappointment was just so much. And I told him, okay, you know what? Let me just play some stuff for you. And he was like, nah, I don't think I can make music. Then he let me come inside. At the end of everything, I wasn't paid for the job. I wasn't paid the transport money I spent.
Logistics,
I ended up
also
sleeping on the
covered.
floor, bro. The money.
Yo.
So that's like the kind of things we face. Producers go through a lot, and sometimes the artists come and say, "We paid you, do this." Meanwhile, you know it's trash. So your self-worth and value will be depreciating because they are like, "Oh, you know what?" But thank God now it does not happen. I'm now stubborn. You are watching this. I'm stubborn now. Don't bring any Timi Beats what you have to say.
Well, for me, funny stories. I think my own are not like funny, but like they're really annoying because I really do not like confrontations. Yeah, me and my social media is literally another part of me. If you know me, you know like my social media is totally different. But in the studio, like I'm totally official, professional. I like my work like clean, exactly. If you don't know melodies, I try to give you melodies, but to make sure that everything is. But if we're to talk about, I think okay. Now I have like a video on Instagram that actually blew up talking about an artist that I mixed everything for, sent him the file, and he listened to it and said, "Oh, it's not heavy, it's not heavy." So knowing what I did, you understand, I went back to play, and everything sounded fine. So like conversation, I figured that he used this 1,000 naira Oraimo earpiece to listen to the song.
Screaming.
And
Bro, change your equipment.
See,
Change your
so
equipment.
Now it's okay. See, it's okay that you know the normal listeners use those kind of earpiece to listen to music. It's just to enjoy it. Nobody uses that kind of earpiece to criticize music.
Yeah.
If you're actually going to criticize music, you use the equipment that are meant for it. Do you understand?
Right.
So I told him that it was like, no, it's supposed to. Now it actually caused a major argument online because people were like the normal listeners are going to use the Oraimo earpiece, but it's common knowledge knowing that if you're going to criticize something, you use the equipment meant for it. So like we actually went back and forth. Like I'm explaining on the professional, and I said, okay, fine, I will do it, and I did absolutely nothing, and I sent it back. He said, yes, now he can hear the bass. I promise you, I did absolutely nothing. I just waited so that it seems like I'm actually working, and I sent it back, and he was fine with it, and it was perfect. That is that crazy. Like it's that crazy. And it's annoying that it's people like that argue prices, you know, trying to say, oh,
negotiations and all that
you
shit.
get. And it's people like that do that. But if you get clients that, you know, that you just tell them, you send them your rate card and they say, oh, nice, pay once, and you send them, in fact, the first mix you send them, they have no idea that it's like a sample self. They're like, oh, this is wonderful. I really love this. And you have not even done anything. But it's the ones that decide, I'll leave this for another.
I can relate. It's crazy. Like, this is saying I can 100% tell you that I sent a mix and somebody was like, the kick is not coming out. And I ignored him for 1 week. I now send that same thing bracket. I put HD export rates, 24 gigahertz. What? The guy was like, damn, he sent me a long 1 minute audio note telling me how I could have done this, but I did not do it.
What the
So,
hell?
I mean, music is like emotional. Maybe his girl or somebody pissed him off when I sent the first mix. So I can tell you for a fact, if you listen to something you don't like it, give it time. Just relax, breathe air.
Wow. So I mean, speaking about like the artists that you guys get to, do you get to pick like the clients you work with, or is there any metrics to choosing this guy, despite you know?
Yeah, definitely. Like sometimes we get DMs and we look at the person's profile. We're like, nah, this person is not worth it. You know, artists drop freestyle. Some freestyles you already know that this guy, I go sweat. Yeah. And the way they talk, their approach, some can say how far or bro. Or SOP, XUP. God. They write XUP. So, and some of them are so arrogant and rude. You know that the moment you record something, they might go violent on you. They can say something like, I hope you can do this work. Oh. They'll keep reminding you, hope you can do it. That one, you already know red flag. There are a lot of red flags around it. So we pick based on Sabines, approach, and like the style. If it's not your style, because I know he does not make much of like drill or those things. If a drill artist hit him on, maybe he might work with him, but I'm not certain that he will want to. But me, I work mostly on Afrobeats, and for like a year now, I've been working with only artists I decide to work with, because working with everybody cages like the ratio of reach I want to get. yeah, I can say, okay, this is who I want to work with, and then I can work towards it, because as content creators, we make money in other ways that is not sessions. Yeah, so
like you don't have a specific artist that you're building like a relationship with in the industry, because there are some artists that you can have your sound because of how they make their type of music, there are some people you can have a personal relationship with just to make that music.
yeah, of course I do. Cupid number 1, Cupid season.
Let's go.
Yes. Cupid season.
Number 1 savings records.
Yes,
artist.
Cupid season is out here like doing wonders, and I mean, phenomenal move. The most phenomenal move I made was like trying to just attribute myself to artists that have prospect. We did the Zichi first class thing, and everybody loved it. It gave me a sense of direction that it's not everybody I need to work with. There are people that are blessed with that are talented. So if I can invest my time, my sound, effort, my audience, it's going to be a big thing. And definitely before the year ends, I'm sure bigger things will come. So
exactly.
I think that was a very ingenious move, like the savings record. Has Don Jazzy hit you up? Yo, bro, why are you trying to, steal my company?
Guys, please, talking from experience, let's not mention Don Jazzy, please. Let's backslide.
What did he do to you?
He didn't do anything. It's just the fact that everybody's just making it sound like as if I was begging you. Let's not mention. Let's not mention.
Oh my god! But did you or did you not mention him?
It wasn't like a mention.
Yeah.
It was something that someone said, and I just said it back. So it wasn't like as if I called. I people say, "No, you're using clouds." I was like, "Fuck, man!"
I'm sure if you're watching this, you might not figure out the reference, but knowing this face, you probably already know what
if
we're
you don't
talking
like
about.
me, now you sabi. Now you sabi.
But you should actually apologize, though.
I should apologize.
Get on your knees and grovel and
are-
beg. Beg him to take you back.
Share it with me.
Wait. Are you talking about Don Jazzy? I should apologize to Don Jazzy. Is that what you mean? Yeah, sure. Don Jazzy. Come to say I'm sorry, man.
Okay, let's something just hit me now. You know that the music industry in Nigeria has moved from face to face. Do you guys think that the influx of our alleged Yahoo boys has kind of influenced your work, price-wise, talent-wise?
Okay, so for this, this is actually very important because it happens a lot. Now, the Yahoo boys, they have actually really, really, really changed the trajectory of music in Nigeria, and the reason is, right now, producers, like you said, it chooses based on people he wants to work with, but money is also part of this thing. If I have one client that cannot sing, I'm a good mix and master engineer, I can literally make you sing, but it's the work. Now, if the money is what the work, I would do magic. Do you understand? Now, if a Yahoo boy comes to me and say, "Oh, I want you to mix this song," and I listen and I know it's absolutely trash, I can't do it. I will do it. Do you understand?
Because of the funds.
But
Money first.
But now, when we have artists that are extremely good, do you understand? I can't work with everyone. In Lagos, I've always said this: 95% of people in Lagos are into music. Do you understand? I would say probably half of those people are actually very good, but I can't work with everybody pro bono. Do you understand? I can't work with everybody for free. So if an artist is really good and comes to me and say, "Okay, I need you to do this," and I tell him my rate card, and I say, "Okay, I know you're good, but you have to pay."
Yeah.
You understand? And the artist cannot pay. What happens? Nothing happens. It can't really work. Then probably the artist now goes to someone who really cannot do an excellent job, and then the song does not come out well, and then everybody thinks this artist is not good, but really it's actually good. But it's just that the funds can. Now that's what the Yahoo boy have. So the Yahoo boy, that's what they have. They have the money to try to create magic. Yes, so we have a lot of them in the music industry as A-list artists. They're actually singing trash, but they are Yahoo boys that have the funds to push trash.
Yeah.
Nigerians love trash now.
Yes, now.
Do you understand?
Yes,
people that actually know how to sing are not heard.
They're not here, bro.
But it's people that are in your face that you actually listen to. We are forced to listen to songs. Not that it's not by our choice. You understand? And it's phones that actually push those things. You understand?
Before you jump in, let's go to the streets of Lagos and find out what people think about this conversation, right? Do you think that Yahoo boys have influenced the trajectory of Nigerian music? Yes. So let's go and find out what people are saying on the streets. We'll be back.
Yes. If you ask me, I would say sort of, right? Sort of, in the sense that you see people who are not even music. Like I'm looking at generally now, content creation, where I am like interested in. You see people who are not doing up to what people will actually see, and then they're actually making big money. And then you wonder, no, this is not content creation. This is not music you are doing. Nah, you are adding something to it. I think, the idea of adding something to whatever you are doing is affecting the whole industry as a whole. So I think, yes, that's an effect.
Yeah, I think so. I think they have, and I would say not in a positive way, because now I was scrolling Twitter the other day, and I'm just seeing tweets of people posting about scam stuff, and like people are not even afraid or scared about it anymore. They are more vocal, and this thing is slowly normalized. And bruh, imagine having to cheat someone and then it's not it's not good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So you've heard what people have to say about the conversation. Yahoo Boys, what you guys are doing to Nigerian music, it'd be too nice like that. And yet you can pitch in on our social media. Just find it at the 9 to 5 BS podcast on all social media platforms, and drop your comment, what you feel, follow and subscribe as well. So Hitsounds, you're about to say something about what, in your own experience, how Yahoo Boys, the alleged Yahoo Boys, of Lagos, especially Lagos,
So
have affected Nigerian music.
All right. So first of all, I'll say don't do fraud. Then
Facts.
second of all, I'll say in as much as they're improving the financial side of the industry and banking on making sure money flows around, disadvantage is that payment for promotion and sessions have been hiked extremely. Because as a producer, if somebody pays you 800k, that will be the last time you collect below 800k.
True.
Your mind is open already, which is
Seeing
good
the lights.
and it's bad at the same time, because let's calculate. Let's use statistics. Now, an average Nigerian that has a normal white collar job should be earning nothing less than let's say 50 to 100k bad a month.
True.
So if that same person is an artist, because I know I advise a lot of people and say get a job or do something to support your music. If that person comes to a producer that they've spoilt with so much money, the chances of the producer working with them is slow, even if they are good. So they've caused a breach financially, which producers enjoy because of selfish reasons.
True.
And the artists suffer. Then second part is the part that pisses me off is the promotional part. They don't know music business. They work irrationally. Somebody can come and reap them 8 million and do nothing, and they won't complain. Then an upcoming artist that is struggling will have his genuine 80k, and he'll be dusted under the carpet, and he won't be seen. So I'll say the oversaturation of artists that are not talented that have money in Nigeria is really alarming. But at the same time, as a producer, it's cool because money there our pocket. And let me not lie, most times the story is they are doing it to cover up something.
True.
So now the good ones that are doing it genuinely suffer the effects: police harassment, government policy.
Shaking my head from
You understand?
experience. Shaking my
So
head
if
from
you do a
experience.
dread and you are looking some type of way, then so it's a crazy thing. And talking about Yahoo Boys and music, what me have observed is most of them have a source of income that is not Yahoo, but the stereotype now is robbing them. I know kids that their parents and family members give them huge ton of money to start music.
Yeah.
So once they come with a particular approach, there's a tag. This one Yahoo boy. And I'll say people should really stop that. It's some of them did not have a choice. They are doing it because they want money. But in as much as it is bad, I will say if you have money and you want to work with me, if you are good, fine. But if you are not good, me I select. With your 1 million, I'll bounce you. I don't like problem. So let's get it.
So you say, okay, now look, see, you know that financially, making music financially is a big step, But then, what would you say to people that start off with absolutely nothing? Because, guy, talking from experience, I started making music from nothing. Literally my last school fees was what I used to pay producer to make music. We made about three songs, and it was complete trash to me, in my opinion. It was good though. The producer helped me mix it. He knew what he was doing. One of Joe Boy's producer, he knew what he was doing. It was like, this song is fire, this song is fire, this song is fire. But at the end of the day, it was trash to me because it wasn't how I wanted to sound. Yeah. So after wasting all my money, I had to start from scratch, download FL Studio, learn how to mix and master. Like, yo, like, have you, like you guys are producers. Have you ever had to, like, work with, starting up artists with no financial support, ground zero artists?
It's possible because I started from nothing. Like, I bought my first equipment with my house rent. Do you understand? Yeah. Like I used my house when I was in school. I used my house rent to buy my first. My parents didn't know. I was squatting in my friend's family's house for a whole year because I used the money to buy speaker. It was a second-hand speaker. I can never forget. I still have the speaker in my other studio because I can't throw it away because it's like a statement for me. I started from zero, and I am where I am now. Right now, it's even easier for artists. It's even producer that is harder because as an artist, literally right now, all you need to blow is your phone. Do you understand? Like, that is all. We didn't have this thing then when we were starting. There was nothing like, there was no band lab. There was nothing at all. You understand?
But you have to be FL. You have to agree that a producer relationship with an artist is supposed to work, because if artists are going to recording,
if you want to shoot your shot,
see, no,
you might as well just do it.
It's possible. See, the things we always say.
The gentleman handshake.
See, the thing we always say, the thing I always say to artists is always find someone in your bracket.
Yes.
If you're an upcoming artist, the best people to producers, you understand? Follow upcoming producers. Me as an upcoming producer, which I still am, I cannot go and meet an A-list artist and chat like we are in the same bracket. Do you understand? It doesn't work. It's more like he's giving an opportunity. Do you understand? Even if I still have my, how do I put it? My levels, my this thing. You understand? I can't compromise that, but still, I accept that. Okay, this person is actually higher than me. If the person helps me, it's like, it's a big win. So I know that consciously. So, but every upcoming artist want to work with the best, but they do not have the finances to work with the best. Why? There's literally someone in their bracket behind, which is also looking for somebody like them, but because the person is not as blown or as good as the person that they are seeing online, they don't want to work with the person.
But the person doesn't even appear as if the person is good.
Exactly. That's what, when people comment on my post that, I want to work with you, there's this producer that is my this, but it's not as good as you, but it's you I want to work. I'm like, go and grow with that producer. That producer that you think is not good, it's one day that he will blow, and then now you now start trying to link up with the guy that you understand. It doesn't work like that. That's what people don't understand. I feel that's actually people don't understand. And let me add something to what you said. Me, I don't say akara. I don't say pap. I've washed plates in a restaurant, right? I've done photocopy boy, right? I've sold my own stuff. I've made a beat for a plate of Indomie. Now these things are like,
that's some move, bro.
Yeah. I went to this guy's house. I didn't have a laptop. So listen to this story. I went to this guy's house in school in 100 level. I didn't have a laptop. So when I got there, I told him that, Omo, I need to work. I need your laptop. And he said, I'll produce for him and I'll send him the song. Then I'll use like an hour or two on his laptop. I was walking around with Flash in my pocket. So I'll install FL using all my sounds is there. I'll install FL, send the sound to FL, make the beat, uninstall it, and give him his laptop. That's the agreement. And I now told him that I can't do it for free, even though he's giving me his laptop for free. I will make, actually, he should give me something. He now said he'll cook Indomie for me. I was so happy. Like, God, this guy want me Indomie. I ate that Indomie. See, I was so happy. I ate that Indomie, made the song, left his house, and everything was fine. Now that's what we call a process. Yeah. Right now I can't do that. But then that was all that was what I needed at that moment. So most times artists, I used to tell them, you know what? Sometimes we have visions and goals. It's so big that our brain now starts frying in the process. You want to work with a young John, you want to work with a mastercraft, but these guys charge millions. Now you have only 10,000 in your account. Which kind of explanation you won't use convince Mastercraft to give you beats? So there's YouTube. Artists don't have excuse. YouTube is there. Type beats is $30. There are licenses for $5. I know some producers that are not that big that sell like $10 for MP3 lease. Buy MP3 lease, record it on your band lab, or you say you learnt FL. Now that's because you have somebody that is innovative enough to think that, okay, this is a problem that needs a solution. And it costs, your cost is being cut. Not every artist think like that. Some artists think, okay, now, they need to get the producers.
You need to get the producers to come and do what
That's
they
just
should be
this
doing.
thing. When I was in the hood, when I was producing in the hood, I was charging 1K. And let me even use First Class as example. I started working with like First Class in 2016. So in 2016, when he came to me, the money he paid me then compared to now, he paid me like $2. Talking about now, that was like 4K, 5K. And we went to the studio. We worked on the song all night. Mosquito wanted to kill us. Now, when we went to the studio, he gave me all he had. That was because he was sacrificing for himself. I bought food that we ate in the studio from that money and still fetched transport from that money. That's because we all knew that we needed to blow. We be trench children. Nobody knows us. So now look at the ratio now. We are all on thousands of followers. The world is listening.
That's a song now that's not
Man, God bless every one of my fans, man.
And let me even give a very inspirational story, right? 2016 till like last year, all of us were grinding and supporting each other. But we got a deal that got us millions that last year.
Damn.
And when we were like enjoying the fruit of that deal, everything that we went through became like a story that we were not. It's just like this thing just is. Look at Rema. I saw a throwback of Rema. I was like, God forbid, which kind of picture? He wore suit. He was doing like this. Hey,
have you seen his throwback for Oxlade?
Oh God.
No, I bet I never watched.
Nah.
Fireboy.
Nah, that Fireboy won.
Bro.
Man, that throwback.
I don't even want to look at my own throwbacks.
No.
So very nice.
So I mean. Super crazy, bro.
It's crazy. It's crazy because now it's crazy and flexible. I decide what time whatever artist comes to the studio, you understand? There's sometimes I literally do absolutely nothing. But there's no way that you call me and ask what I'm doing, I'll tell you I'm doing nothing. I'm always busy. Because rest for me is me working. Do you understand? So it's crazy, but it's also flexible. I think that's what average 95 do not have. It's not flexible. You have to go to work by this time, close by this time, come back. But I can literally sleep and wake up whatever time I work, but still have a whole lot of work to do. I probably will work more than the 9 to 5 in a day. Yeah. But it's just that I'm able to exactly. I'm able to schedule it like that. So it's not really bad for the 9 to 5. It's just that you can't really schedule and you have to be here by this time.
And like, let me tell you the honest truth. Producers, they work harder than 9 to 5ers. Do you know why? Because for somebody like me, there was a time I didn't have a life. If I wake up, laptop. If I sleep, laptop. If I want to pee, laptop. If I'm in the toilet, I hear inspiration with soap on my face, laptop. Yeah. If I'm in the church, laptop. Like, it became so bad that I couldn't keep relationship with family, with friends. I was just getting so... Now music itself is depressing, right? Yeah. But the truth is, 9 to 5ers, the blessing they have is, I know that if I don't want to go to work today, and I now think of salary, I have to go to work. Yeah. And if I go to work, I have hope that bad, 6 o'clock, I don't come house. But for production, it's not like that. I might have a dinner with my girlfriend or something, right? And because I have a session that I've eaten towards that time, I have to let it go. So there's so much going on in the music world that I feel like everybody's having a fair share of kata.
It's true.
Yeah, that's like true. You lose yourself, you lose your family touch. For somebody like me, there was a time I spent 4 years, I didn't see my family. What? I was all hustling, bruv. I was just doing sessions.
Have you seen his throwback photos?
Yeah, it looks weird. No. Let's not.
Pull it up on the big
Let's not go there.
I would definitely come to you, sir.
So you see, like, for musicians, right, results. Let me tell you now the difference between 9 to 5ers. 9 to 5ers do the work, pre-work. Producers don't do pre-work. They are always working all the days of their life. Now, when I say pre-work, a 9 to 5er has to go to school, which that one too is based on schedule. You know, you go to lecture, you come back home. So a lot of them have been programmed to know that bad as he bad, every day minus Saturday and Sunday at the work. But producers, from the day you decide to start making music, your results go bad. First of all, just hold it that your GP will go like this.
down.
Then from the day you start producing and making music, depression will start coming in. And it's not like some is just basic depression whereby you get anxious, you wake up, you feel like, oh man, I don't feel breathe. My music is not doing well. You check this Stroke Kid, see $2. So I mean, a lot goes into it. That's what's the difference. But I mean,
Crazy, guys. Crazy.
you see $2 after 2 years.
I think finally, before we jump out of this conversation, I really want to know what it feels like working with stars. Like, yeah.
I mean, you can just ask me, right?
Oh yeah, now. You tell us now.
First of all, when we step in the studio, you know what I'm saying? We come out with like 14 songs, 24 hours, you know what I'm saying?
Well, true. Actually, like, let's be honest, a lot of producers lie in podcasts and TV shows, first of all. But me...
Hope you're not lying here, Shao.
No, I'm not lying. No, we're telling our truth. That's why it's a 9 to 5 BS. So, like, working with stars is overwhelming. But the worst thing about working with stars is sometimes they feel you have money and influence like them. And that's where it gets really tasking.
True.
That's a very important.
But that's like an upgrade for you, though.
No, it's an upgrade and it's challenging for you. But
But
the problem there is, if you are not a strong person that has street OT,
okay,
your esteem will drain.
drop. Fuck.
Some people that are not solid, like they are not well outspoken. They start. There was a time I was in a session and I saw some dude. He couldn't rub his mouse because he was working with a celeb. His hand was shaking.
What?
So imagine a situation whereby, okay, now let's take for instance, let's say you are in a session with, let's say, Lil Wayne or a T-Pain, and you've been watching this guy all your life, and he does something that is basic that you do in your bathroom. But because it is T-Pain, he now says, okay, show me what you can do. Start doing, I'm sorry, let me have water. So there's this
self-esteem just starts.
Yeah, your self-esteem just gets tarnished. And apart from that, there's this feeling of, or more, if this person no like what I do, it is over. I might not hear from them.
Damn.
So, but they are normal people. Working with them just made me realize that they are humans like us that just work extra hard.
Yeah.
So there are no, I can't say there's nothing special. Absolutely, there's everything special about them. How they talk, how they present,
How they
like
move,
what they wear.
how comfortable and confident
Yeah,
they are. You
at
know?
first, what used to kill me in sessions is dressing and laptop. So there's a stereotype. Let me say here, there's a stereotype on producers. If you use a Windows laptop, they expect you to charge less. I don't know why, but it's weird.
Wait, if you use what?
A Windows
laptop.
Windows laptop.
No, bro. I bought in 2021. I don't want to call names, but I bought an Acer 2021 edition. That is a gaming PC with lights. If you on them, you will see lights welcome you. The dragon head. I went to a session and they're like, "Hey, drop me that jam." And I say, USB. I can't. They said, bro, I don't want to work with this laptop again. That the next time I should come to that session, I should get a MacBook. And I was now like, wait, but I did the job the way you wanted. Yeah. And now when they listen to the song, they're like, God, Windows, the export is not good. Yes. So it's a general perception that. So now, like, imagine you're in a studio session with a celeb that have gone to California, New York, Amsterdam. You now bring a small sound card and keep with one.
Yo.
So the stereotype is crazy. I feel like this is the only place I can say this. Please, you guys should stop. It's very bad that producers are going through so much, artists are going through so much. Then you are not making them feel terrible. Because probably it's the way you communicate, but it's terrible. They are trying. You can't compare a producer that you worked with that have 7 Grammys with a dude that just left his village last week. Maybe in his village, that's the best computer they have. He's trying to make money. So working with celebs have taught me that most of them don't, like, over time, they've been blown for like 10, 15 years. Yes. They've forgotten what it feels like to be basic. Right. So the way they talk and do some things, but some are very cautious. They are like very friendly. They tell you, oh, yeah, I mean, this is how it is. They give you life stories and encouragement. Depends on how you take the message. Some people are very sensitive. They get offended and they're like, hey. So, I mean, that's it for me.
So, life story, remember how to be basic.
Okay, so for me, working with celebrities, yeah, I think is like a very
name drop. I want to know. Like,
no,
what
you know that this kind of things you cannot actually say this, but it's just an experience. You understand? Working with celebrities is a very there's a thin line between being rude and actually standing on your ground. Yes. Do you understand? Now, what I normally do is that the first time I actually worked with someone major, like an A-list artist, was a while back, and being in the person's house, like, I'm finally here.
Yeah.
You understand? Like, I'm finally here. I'm actually going to work with someone that people know.
No, yeah.
You understand? And then the session was going well, but I feel like I messed up that day. That was the first time that I actually went home. I was like, I messed up. Like, I actually messed up because.
How did you mess up?
I know who I am. I know what I can do. You understand? I was playing beats and everything was going well. Like, you say, oh, send this beat, send this beat, send this beat. Like, almost 10 beats. You understand? Send this beat. But he now asked me something. He asked, these beats are free, yeah? But the mindset of people trying to ask for free beats. Now, what he actually meant was that nobody has these beats.
Oh.
Do you understand? So I said this beat, I was like, no, nah, this beat, how, like, what kind of free beat? I was like, no, that's not what I mean. That's not what I mean.
Yeah.
And just that statement that I did messed me up. I went home and like, I was like, God, I don't mess up. Like the mindset of always trying to fight people up because they're trying to get free beats.
Yeah, free beats, yeah.
Like
This is something like God is like
a trauma
first
response.
days.
Exactly. And I knew that I messed up that day. He probably did not even like see it as anything.
Yeah,
like,
but it was just all in your head.
But me like this, no. I knew that
shit.
I actually messed up. So, but after that day, I told myself that, I knew that a celebrity and everything, but it's what you know in your head, is what you can deliver, what you have. So that's why when you were saying about the laptop thing, yeah, it's possible, but I promise you, if I play a random song for you now, you can never tell what laptop that was used to produce. You can't even tell the DAW that was used. So it's pointless for me,
stereotyping.
Exactly. I've never done that in my life. I've never listened to something. I'm like, oh, is this sound card they use? And the funny thing is that when you see the behind the scenes of all these top artists, you see a focus right.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I see videos of artists using, the home mic without any pop guard, any this thing. And knowing that I've listened to this song before, I didn't notice anything like that. Yeah. Do you understand? But the whole, trying to show a physique, trying to say, oh, my studio is the best, I have the best.
Form of class.
It doesn't make sense. So I always try to use that as an example that if they hear my work outside, nobody has ever asked me, what did you use to produce? The only way they ask is that when they see me actually working. Like, you use FL to mix and master. Like, yes, I do. They say, oh, that's nice. You get.
Because your work has spoken for you.
Exactly. So,
one thing I find interesting about like these dudes that are in here is that I know this guy doesn't take alcohol. This guy doesn't take alcohol as well. And I've heard Hitsounds. I've watched him, troll artists. The video he posted at the beginning of the year. 10 things to not do in 2024. Number 1, don't smoke Igbo in my session or before it comes to my session. So, how do you guys handle like artists that have vices and they come into like your recording sessions? Because it must affect your work in some type of way.
Okay, so for me, yeah. Funny thing is, I came from Mina, I just relocated to Lagos recently, and over there, I have never actually, know what weed smells like. Oh, wow. Do you understand? So coming here, like, it was like a brick wall. I like to get, yeah, exactly. But for me, I don't smoke, I don't drink because like it's my own personal decision. I do not have a problem with anybody that does that. It's their own personal decision, you understand? I have sessions with artists that smoke. I'm used to it. There are times I go for a session and I come back smelling like them. Do you understand? And I'm always praying that I don't get stopped by Nigerian police because I go explain tire.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
You could go have dreads.
Exactly. Like
yes,
the whole stereotype.
So
I do not have a problem with that. Like you can come in. My one is just that you deliver. If I see that whatever you're doing now is messing up with my session, then you have to leave. Yeah. Then come back when you're sane. But if it helps you, please enjoy yourself. I just want the end product. Once that is done,
get the result of why you're there in the first place.
Okay, so before I start, I have very strict rule. I have very strict rule against drinking and smoking. It's not allowed in my sessions. It's been like that for 2 years now. The day it started was a dude came to my session, right? He paid me a huge sum of money and I was like, okay, nice. And this guy also said, okay, you know what? Before I record, I want to take some loud kana. That's what he called it in his words. And I was like, okay, cool, nice. Go do your thing, man. Because I don't let people smoke in the studio I work. You can go balcony or anywhere. That's because personally, me, myself, I believe that if you want to do something, you should consider people that like don't.
People around.
Since you guys are making it creatively, I won't stop you, but let's just consider I don't breathe well when it comes to like a smoky place. So I tell them, okay, yeah, you can go do your thing. Then this dude did his thing, and guess what? He came back and slept on the couch.
Couldn't do anything.
He couldn't do nothing. And that time was going. I booked for that studio session. I woke that dude like 10 times. He didn't wake up. And I told him, okay, when he woke up finally, session have elapsed. I told him, yo, dude, Alpha, you go record again. He said, more music hard. And he left. That was the last thing he told me. And that dude have not sang since that time till today. I don't know what happened to him in that sleep. And I said, okay. I say maybe he saw a revelation in his sleep that's almost. He don't make him.
They visited him in his
Since then, I became very strict with smoking because that dude was energetic. If that dude would have recorded with that energy he came into the studio with, it would have been mad.
I mean, I hear this a lot because like I've happened to being recording camps, like, and I see artists, they call me like smoke and drink, and then when it's time to record they do absolutely nothing. I know some songwriter friend of mine, they just said like there's this session he was in and everybody in there were stoned. And even him, he couldn't do anything. He had to wait until when everybody had crashed.
Exactly.
Now like, by like 2 a.m. to now start. So
look, some say now. I don't know. A lot of stoners will attack me for this. Some say, "Yo, smoke gives me ginger, inspiration."
Does, to be very honest.
Now, let me tell you something. Like personally, I would say, if a substance can be attributed to the success of your thoughts, you are dumb. Yeah. Now, wait. Like, you are dumb. So let me explain. In a place like Dubai, they have strict rules against smoking and alcohol. If the camp is in Dubai and you can't smoke, does that mean you can't write or sing?
You can't make $1 million
exactly.
songs. Like you can't. What?
Okay, so I'm not saying like I have personal beef with smokers, but I do in a way because now me in my entire life, I've never believed that a substance can make me happy. A substance can cure anger. A substance can cure my depression, and a substance can make me feel calm. If you have, like, let's say, a whole 24 hours as a normal human, and every other human like lives life and work and do everything, right? And you need to make a puff to think for at least 10 minutes or 15 minutes or sleep. You need a doctor in your life. No, you need a doctor in your life. Honestly, I don't know. So, but now for those of you that think like you have to puff, right, or take alcohol or ginger or before you go to the studio, I have one advice for you, right? Do it at no. I'm not saying this. They have a life. Do it at your leisure time and keep it out of your business. Because first of all, now the problem is, let me talk like a podcast guy. The first problem is if you have to smoke or take alcohol before you make music, the first problem is you lose a lot of deals. Let me explain. Most of the execs, they have expectations of people they want to work with. And now they have strict rules in most of the business deals that I've seen and experienced, right? They have strict rules when it comes to consumption of substances because we've lost a lot of great people from overdose. And it starts from one step. Your body gets immune to something you are taking every time and you have to upgrade. That's where everybody said, oh, they have free will, they have to live their life, they have to but that's bullshit, right? Sorry for using that word. That's
the podcast you're on, bro.
That's bullshit. You have to consider a lot of things. Now, your mom, your dad, God, Jesus, anybody you worship, Ifa is in heaven staring at you doing dumb stuff by trying to say, oh, I never smoked today, I don't feel right.
God,
now, you look like a dummy. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, if I don't smoke today, will I die? Will I have rashes? Will I have cancer or something in my body? No. You'll survive. You'll make it to the next day. And most of the artists I have seen that say, let me push before I write, the aftermath over 100, 96% sing rubbish. Do you know why?
So how won't they categorize Burna Boy now?
Okay, now wait.
What they actually feel here is that the effect of the drug is just that they feel calm when they are doing these things, and they don't want to feel the stress of actually doing what they can do.
Sound like
let's be
first-hand experience. Like,
well, bro, like I don't need it to be lyrically seen, you know.
Now let's be realistic. Let's be realistic, bro. If you go to let's be realistic. Oh, this is a real scenario. I like real analogy.
Okay.
If you travel to, let's say, your state, right?
Remember, no.
and God forbid, right? You are supposed to stay there for like a week or two, and it's in the bush. No access to road, no access to internet, no access to Igbo, no access to alcohol. Will you die?
Of course not.
Okay. So
of course not.
Now, why I'm giving this analogy is because people are thinking of inflation and money is going, you spend, and let me tell you, Igbo labis owe producers more than the non-Igbo labis, because you can come to a session, get a girl rubbing your chest, buy weed of 70k, but you won't pay me. Why? So it's not a beef, bro. I'm not dragging anybody, but
look at this point, we need to, like, you know, come back home, right? Because the dragging is real out here.
No, worry. I'm coming for episode 2.
Before we sign out of the show for today. Okay, we've had like a rather interesting conversation on the podcast today, Oman. This is really interesting. Thank you very much, Timi, for showing up. Thank you very much, Hitsounds.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having us.
What was your highlights from the podcast today?
The highlight.
Besides dragging.
I'd say we need more of this in the industry. You know?
Right.
Just let people come talk their thing. You know, it's a thing of like perspective. So make nobody vex for me, I beg. I'm just saying it the way it is to me. So if you have any opinion or don't come to my DM, I go block you. Just leave me. Like if you have opinion, keep it in your head. I don't need it.
Right.
So let's just talk our mind and share. If you learn something from me, thank you, follow me, give me thumbs up. And don't talk about me in the comment, I'll find you.
To me.
For me, I feel like this is an opportunity for artists to actually understand the producer's mind. Understand what producers are actually going to, because they actually think we are the rich ones of the industry.
Yeah.
And money does not matter to us. But
Madu.
you know, we're trying to survive to the same way they are trying to survive.
Because the artist is selling the lifestyle.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah,
but producers don't have to.
I'm so glad that things are turning around, because if we were to go like 5 years before now, producers did not have a face. They did not have a voice. But what his sound, what piano, what I'm doing, even if like we're having our beef, that I still respect each and every one of them, is that we are putting a face to production. Do you understand? We are putting a face to production. If they talk about Timi Beats, there's a face. If they talk about hit sound, there's a face. If they talk about piano, there's a face. Mr. Clef, there's a face. So before, I did not know what some producers look like. So even if I meet them outside, I might not know. But right now it's different. You understand? So, and then we're able to, you know, channel this to even charge what we're actually worth. Do you understand? Because being a content creator and a producer is way better than being just a producer. If you're being honest, it's about who lasts long, and then the people that you can actually see them are the ones that will probably last long in the industry. That's why artists last longer than producers. There's some producers that produced hit 2 years ago and you cannot hear.
Can't find them anymore.
Do you understand? Because nobody knows them. Assuming that there was a face. Okay, this guy walks in here now. Everybody still know. Oh, this is this guy. This is this guy. You understand? But now things are changing. And it's for the good for everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, guys, for coming on the show today. This was a very enjoyable conversation. So yes, like and follow on all social media platforms. Subscribe. Tell your friends about the 95BS. This is not that podcast where some airheads will come out and be telling you about men and, you know, what they bring to the table.
Cool.
That's not what we do here. See, come on the podcast. We need to drag your employer. We need to drag.
Yes.
If you have a staff that's giving you hard time, come here. Let's call that person out.
Drag that person.
See
Me and my best buddies were here.
Yes, sir.
We're gisting, we're chilling.
No.
Having a taste
Alcohol
of
is
BS.
everywhere. It's alcohol. Come on.
I'm not the best body.
No. Yeah. Rectify that. Not best.
See, listen.
I'm not best. We just came here by chance. That's, no.
Follow him. Beat him on the road.
All right, guys. See you in the next episode. My voice seems like it's back, but a little bit with more punch, you know? That kind of Dan Foster, register, great voice, you know? Who will I compare it to again on the radio? Rick D's on the midday always says, yeah, I know. You probably don't know who those people are, but...
You're not Gen Z.